Yeah, that's okay though. You keep them right there. You want those guys to run the ball. You want to settle down, calm the nerves, get in the rhythm. If you're a defense, because you know this offense right now they're open and they're trying to go right at them. So they've got to withstand this first blow.
Williams to throw, has a connection, and picks up enough for the first down. That's Ace Traylor, the junior wideout. And a first down after 2 plays for the Coyotes. Mentioned a team that starts very quick. Over 33 points on average in the first half alone and nearly 50 points a game in total this season.
Yeah, they're trying to spread you out and find the open man. That's why they look to the sideline and ask for the coach to change up the play because they see something in the defense like this right here.
May take that shot. It is connected down to the 30-yard line, hauled in by Ashton Ansley. The Louisiana Tech commit with a big play.
And again, that's one of those weapons we were talking about. He's a tall receiver, and all he did was just run a streak, and he threw the ball up because he has height over the cornerback, and he just simply jumped in there and took it away from him.
Williams gets the snap, and he gets wrapped up in the backfield. Big play made. Colleyville coming in. Dadrian Gaines, and they get to the quarterback.
Great play by Mr. Gaines, and that's what I was talking about, keeping everything contained. He didn't let him try to leak outside what he was trying to do. He just squeezed him and got a hand out there to get a handful of jersey and brought him down. Great play.
So 2nd and long, getting this Coyotes offense off schedule. You just heard it from Jerry Edwards, the biggest key tonight. And Zy Williams, the quarterback, now has to face 2nd and long. The pistol with Chumley behind him, and he has a hole.
I love that because the defense is they're playing their positions. I see they're moving with their gaps, right? So if you have A gap and that A gap moves, you move with it. You have B gap, that B gap moves, you move with it. That's why you see a sea of red when they bounce to the left there, and they were able to stop the run for a very short gain.
So 3rd and 14. Ball at the 34-yard line. Williams gets the snap, throws it over the middle. It's intercepted.
Wow, what a play.
Bryson Burgess with another INT, and Colleyville with a big play on the opening series for the Coyotes. Bryson Burgess comes up with another pick.
And that's what we're talking about this defense. They have to be able to withstand the blow of a powerful offense that can strike really quick. And all he did was sink and read the quarterback's eyes, and the quarterback thought he had a man over the middle, and the linebacker was able to pick it off. What a play, and what a way to keep your eyes on the quarterback. Look at this. They're going to seek. They're running 2 streaks with a crossing route. The linebacker just sits on it and pick because he had an open window there, and the quarterback simply didn't see the defender sitting right there in the pocket.
Bryson Burgess comes up with another interception in Colleyville on offense. Their first play, they get a big run, a gain of 8 yards, and that's Gerard Wiley on the ground as Colleyville starts in good field position after the interception.
I know there's a heavyweight fight across town in the Dallas Cowboys in Arlington, but we got a heavyweight fight right here tonight, guys, and it's going to be a doozy. Look at this play right here. Very powerful. These guys are looking to strike really quick, and there's good pursuit by the defense after a 9-yard pickup.
So after Bryson Burgess gets his 4th interception of the year, it's off to Gerard Wiley once again. He stopped right at the line to gain, and he picks up the first down. So a heavyweight fight, Shin.
Hey, man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm super excited about this one. I'm looking at the Coyotes. They have some good size on defense. Now it's Bodie Weaver time. Let's see if these guys will stick to the run like that. 2 runs right out of the gate, and they've already got a first down. So, like I said, you got to keep running out these guys and control the pace.
They stick to it, third straight run, but this time it's read well off the edge. It's Zayden Gentry who comes in to make the stop, and that's going to be right at the line to gain, so 2nd and 10 upcoming. So Gentry comes in, makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 from the Coyotes 46 on the opening drive for Colleyville. Weaver with a hit to the outside, but it's Luke Graves who couldn't make the catch, and 3rd and 10 awaits.
Looked like, I don't know, the ball must have slipped out of his hands. You got a wide open receiver, you got to put it on him, and he may be able to pick up the first down there, at least pick up some positive yards. Instead, it's thrown at his feet. Look at here, let's see if it slips out. Yeah, he just gets a bad release on the ball because that's easily a 5 to 7 yard pickup before he's even contacted. So let's see what we have on this play, and hopefully he can get that arm warmed up.
So 3rd and 10, Bodie Weaver with a moving pocket. Pressure comes, and he gets rid of it down the sideline. And he was looking for his man down the sideline in Gerard Wiley, but he couldn't come up with it as Weaver just tried to get out of there, and it was too far out of the reach of the sophomore running back.
Yeah, Mr. Wiley just keeps running north. He picks up the first down, maybe even a touchdown with his speed, but his quarterback thought he would keep running, and so he threw him open. Just Mr. Wiley decided to stay put and for an incomplete pass.
So Zayden Gentry's big tackle at the line of scrimmage, just his 2nd tackle for loss this season on that first down carry, sets up a punt in Colleyville. Oh, man, they were almost able to down it at the 1, but it tumbled into the end zone for a touchback. But after Colleyville had 2 runs and a first down after their first play, they stalled out in Coyote territory after Bryson Burgess had the interception, and the Coyotes get the ball back, so neither team able to score on their opening drive.
But if you look at it right now to this point, and you ask me, well, who's won up to this point or who's winning? Well, I would say the Panthers, because they've kept the ball away from this Mr. Williams, because we know how dangerous he could be. So even though they didn't score, they milked some time off that clock, which favors them, meaning the Panthers.
And Williams gives it off to Chumley, and he has some space up the middle and just gashes it for a gain of 10 and a first down.
Yeah, they got to they can't let that happen because, again, that's 10 yards first down to one play. And if they continue to do that, they will be in the end zone before you can blink your eye.
And Williams with a quick connection right there. The second reception for Ashton Ansley, the tight end, picks up another first down.
He may be a tight end, but this guy's playing receiver tonight because he's out there between the hashes and the numbers, and he's running receiver routes.
And it's a Coyotes offense when you see how quickly they get the ball back after they threw an interception. 2 plays, 2 first downs, and Ashton Ansley picks up his 2nd catch of the night, and he's in that single coverage. That's the interesting thing tonight. You go single coverage with all the weapons. We were looking at it pregame. Hey, who's the Coyotes' main guy in the receiving game? And it's a lot of guys, 7 different players with over 10 receptions. So they spread it out. You know who's getting the ball in the backfield. It's either going to be Williams or Chumley, their running back. But, man, they spread it out so much, and that's why he's probably so dynamic in the running game.
Yes, and pretty much pick your poison. That's why you get everybody spread out. You look to the sideline, the coach sees an open or sees what he calls, and they do an audible, and they go right at you. That's what makes these guys so fast and so dynamic on the offensive side of the ball, especially when you spread everybody out and you want to hit them up the middle with a powerful running back.
So after Anna's opening series, they went 6 plays. It ended with an interception. Colleyville called a timeout, and out of it, a shot taken down the field. Gibson was in the coverage down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Intended target there was Ronald Bell, the senior wideout.
Yeah, Mr. Williams, if you go back to it, Mr. Williams was pressured. He got hit, and so that allowed him not to put a lot on the ball because he had a guy wide open. And if you see here, they get pressure on him coming from the right edge there, and he's not able to put much into that ball because he gets hit in the mouth. Here we go, fake it.
Chumley on the carry. He gets hit first by Bryson Burgess, but he's having some big holes to operate with this evening.
Here we go with the quick look. That's what I'm saying. They're going to go quick.
Back to Chumley once again, and on a third down, he gets right to the line to gain, going really quick in this scenario. Now, Shannon, they're facing a 4th and 1. So the scoreboard not correct on our screen, but it is 4th down and 1 on the field right now. So another big play coming up.
This is where the defense have got to make a stand. We need our big boys up the middle, for the Panthers that is, to step up and look at that running back and make sure, matter of fact, they're coming in the I-back formation with the quarterback. So I expect him to give it off here. He moved.
And movement up front, that's going to back the Coyotes up 5 yards. They were facing a 4th and 1, but Shannon, the movement early, backs them up, and we'll see if that affects the decision to go for it.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys would, but it looks like they're going to bring out the punt team, and they're going to punt this away and rely on their defense to play with good field position.
And so the penalty, the false start, backs up the Coyotes 5 yards, and they're forced to punt.
Looks like they're going for the block.
And the punt got off, and it drops down at the 10-yard line into the end zone off the leg of the quarterback, Zy Williams, on the punt. And we take a timeout. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio. Back to the ground, and Gerard Wiley picks up a dozen for a first down.
Again, stand patient, stand with the run. One play, one first down. Now let's stick with it and see what happens. Again, we're waiting for this defense to get tired, and I don't expect that to be the case right now, but when you sit there and you go right at him, which they just did, if you look, he's one cut and he's up the field for a first down, and you got linebackers out of their gap there, as you saw in the replay.
Once again, Wiley makes a man miss and spins up the field until he's wrapped up there by Carter Dietz, the junior linebacker. But a nifty play by Wiley to get something out of it.
Wiley, he's a strong runner. He had nothing there, and he turned it into positive yards. He was actually stopped and hit for a loss, and because of his IQ, I should say, when it comes to running the football, he was able to make a cut and get back up and get some positive yards.
Wiley nearly 600 yards this season, Shannon, and about 5.5 per carry. The sophomore running back been really big in this Panthers offense the second half of this season, and he's getting fed early. Another carry to Wiley. He goes to the outside, and he just gets a couple, so that's going to set up a critical third down here for the Panthers.
And he's definitely picked up the pace, especially after Mr. Blewett was out or got injured for the year, and this guy here was so dynamic. He really would have helped these guys get over the hump. But they decided after he was gone that these guys would develop one heck of a running game, and that's what they've done with Mr. Wiley and Bodie Weaver. So they've been able to get the job done without his presence, and here in the first round of the playoffs looking to win this ball game.
Third down. And the high snap, Bodie Weaver has to go just hop on the football, and he steps out of play. So a massive loss after the snap went behind Bodie Weaver, and he goes back to get the football. Colleyville going to be forced to punt, as that is a massive loss on the play of about 15 yards.
And those are the plays that cannot happen when you have an explosive offense in Zy Williams. And the weapons that he have. And so Colleyville cannot afford this. They've got to be able to put together some drives and put some points on the board.
Gentry back to return. Makes the catch at the 29-yard line. and now tries to cut across the field, has some space, looking for some blockers, and he's going to be stopped up right where he caught the ball. So good kick coverage on the punt from Ryan Zuckert, and it will be the Coyotes who get the ball for a third time. Interception on their opening drive, and then they had it around midfield, 4th and 1. A false start had them punt on their second drive. Now they get a ball for a third time.
Yeah, it's one of those situations with defense, rubber band defense, who's going to bend but not break. And so right now, again, the punt team covering right here to make a good stop because, listen, let me tell you, this guy is so dynamic, and he can run and break one at any second now.
And here is Williams trying to escape the pocket, and the pressure comes. He gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Williams trying to get to evade the pressure, and the pressure was coming from the Panthers.
What a great play by Mr. Williams. Staying patient, playing his assignment, as we call it, doing his 111th. He's not trying to do anybody else's job but his, and he makes a big play on the receiver. As we see here, the quarterback is scrambling, and they do a good job of getting to him, putting the pressure on him to make him get the ball out right now for incomplete.
So 2nd down and 10, football at the 29-yard line. Pressure coming on Williams. As he looks to the sideline for the play. So Anna calls a timeout. So both teams have called a timeout here in the first half with 3:41 to go in the opening quarter, 2nd and 10. And we have not seen Zy Williams really get outside the pocket. We know that is a big part of the bread and butter of this offense. He can run the football at a really high level. A couple times you saw Dadrian Gaines get a big sack on that first series. And then right there, the pressure came again. It forces an incompletion. So now, for both of these squads, we shall see what's going to happen here. 2nd and 10, early stages of this game. And for a team that scores so many points to have them off the scoreboard through nearly a quarter, definitely a win if you're the Panthers.
Yeah, this is definitely a great football game thus far. These guys are kind of like shadow box right now. They're no points have been given up. There's nobody even come close to getting any points. They're kind of sparring a little bit, but at some point, this thing's going to have to break wide open, and mistakes can cause that. Flags can cause that. Excuse me.
You certainly saw a flag be costly on Anna's last possession after facing 4th and 1. They were going to go for it, instead punt. Now Chumley on the carry, and Madden Williams is first to meet him after a gain of about 5 yards. Even gains that look pedestrian, he still gets some positive movement, and that sets up a 3rd down out of the Anna timeout.
Great play by Madden Williams there by stepping up, meeting him on the other side of the hole, on his side of the on the field. He's got to step up and seal that hole and that gap right now, and foreshort it or at the line of scrimmage. But nevertheless, he stops him.
Empty. And here is Williams. He's going to step up in the pocket and go, being chased down by Madden Williams and then eventually forced out by Bryson Burgess. But there goes the legs of Zy Williams, and he picks up the 1st down on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, you saw that he had a wide open hole. I believe it was C gap. It opened up like the Red Sea, and the linebacker's supposed to be there. I believe it's the Sam linebacker, and he's overflowing, and he hit it. And so that's the things you can't do. You cannot break down when it's time to contain it and do your job.
1st and 10 from the 43. Williams, designed run, takes it himself, going in between the tackles, and then eventually looks like he makes somewhat of a business decision as Evan Naeta was right next to him, and he falls right down for a pickup of just 2.
This is what I was talking about. If you see right here, he's looking. There's a hole that opens up. The Sam linebacker overruns his Mike, and that's why he was able to get out of the gate. He's got to stay home and maintain his gap control, even if it's passed. It's run until it's passed.
And that was the 3rd down conversion. Then a pickup of 2 after that on 1st down, 2nd and 8. From the 45-yard line, Williams fakes it to Chumley, now throws it down the sideline, and it's hauled in for a big gain eventually wrestled down at the 25-yard line, but a big hookup there, an explosive play. Tristan Nylander with the catch down the sideline.
Great catch, but here's the deal. Mr. Hall's got to stop. It looked like he was the receiver for a moment there. You got to know where your man is at all the time and locate the ball. Hands-on receiver, then locate the ball.
Chumlee back on the ground once again. It takes a couple Panthers to wrestle Chumlee down. The tough, physical, hard runner on that last play. Check that correction. It was Michael Kennedy, the junior wide receiver, who made the catch, not Nylander, who is the second-string quarterback for Anna. Either way, that put him in the red zone.
Here they go. This is where defense got to step up, and man, what a run by Mr. Chumlee. But they're knocking on the door, and this is where the defense has to step up and definitely do their thing, meaning they're great play.
Looking toward the end zone, trying to find Ronald Bell, and it is incomplete, so that sets up a third down. So after they get down here, short run by Chumlee. It was a decent one, but they try to take a shot to the end zone on second down.
This is straight as fake left and give it right now. He didn't even look. He just know his guy's going to be open because of his height, and that he just threw a bad ball.
Chase Gibson in the coverage for Colleyville. Chumlee carried to the left side, tries to cut up the field, and he gets wrapped up. That's going to set up a fourth down. Madden Williams coming in once again.
Madden Williams is playing. He saw it. For a linebacker, a scrape is what you want to play. Now, I told the play before, 2 plays before, I said stay home. Well, when you know it's handoff, now you go. You're shot of a cannon, and you get across there, and he made a great play right there, stopping him.
Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Fourth down, 3 yards to go. Football at the 17-yard line. Anna going to push the envelope and not opt to go for the field goal. Williams gets the direct snap, takes it himself, and he gets wrapped up right there initially by Colleyville's Joseph Nisbet, but not before Williams is able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, they had him. You got to break down right there on the edge. This guy's too shifty. And if you're going to do a lot of arm tackling, it's easy to pick up 1-2 yards for a first down. You've got to break down so you're able to put a tackle on him, and that would have been a tackle for loss versus reaching and having this guy drag you for at least a yard or two. So they've got to do a better job at that.
So they get a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 in the red zone. Still can get a first down without the touchdown. And Williams hand off to Chumlee. Man who's had a knack for the end zone all year long with 23 of them, and he gets down to the 5-yard line. Hayden West and Nisbet combine on the tackle.
That defensive front's got to step up right now. That's too many yards in the red zone, and so they've got to step up. And
We're back with you on Panther Friday night on Tradio alongside Shannon Brazil. I'm Will Connerly. No score after a quarter of action as we start the second quarter, though. Anna with a 2nd and goal to go from the 5-yard line, looking to punch this one in to start the scoring in this opening round playoff matchup.
This has to feel good for the Panthers, knowing that this offense averages 33 points a half, and being at its second quarter with 0 points from either team, they've got to feel good. But the Coyotes are knocking on the door, so this is a big series right here for the Panthers defense.
And here is the handoff, spin up the field, and it's Chumlee into the end zone, his 24th touchdown of the year, and a big drive that is capped off with a touchdown as Anna strikes first this evening. They take a 6-0 lead pending the extra point.
Yeah, there's too much arm tackling going on right now by the Panthers defense. They're going to have to do some, get back to technical sound tackling. Right now there's just too much reaching going on. These guys are falling forward for 2-3 yards. I mean, that's how he got in the end zone just now. So I expect for those guys to get it cleaned up on the sidelines and come out and play a little better defense.
So the PAT is converted, and Anna has a 7-0 lead as we have just started the second quarter of this postseason matchup. Shannon Brazil, Will Connerly here with you at Mustang Panther Stadium. And Shannon, as we look across the way, Anna has brought the crowd tonight. Colleyville certainly in full force here at Mustang Panther, but it's a great crowd on both sides, and that's exactly what you probably expected with the opening round playoff matchup of the stakes and just of the quality of teams that you get. You get to the postseason, all the teams are good. However, this is a matchup that is really strong in this opening round.
Yeah, man, this is a great night for football. The chips are all. This is one of those, hey, all the chips are in the middle, and somebody's got to lose. Somebody's got to win. So that's the atmosphere about Texas football. And when you get to the playoffs, again, it's hard to make it back to a state championship. It's hard to make it to a state title game. So these guys are going to give it everything they got, and we have a lot of great football ahead of us tonight.
And you talk about state titles. It's a long road there. You got to play 6 extra weeks of football to have an opportunity at AT&T. Is that extra point was good. The ensuing kickoff is through the end zone. A 7-0 Anna lead after the Edward Chumley touchdown. His 24th of the season, and on the ground, his 22nd. So a man who finds the end zone a couple times a game on average, and he starts the scoring off for Anna on their third drive. They eventually get into the end zone, and now Colleyville looking for a response.
Well, this is it. They've got to stay focused and stick to the game plans. What I said at the beginning of the game, continue running the football, milking the clock, hoping and knowing that they'll get a score at some point.
It's out to Samir Johnson, and he has a big burst of speed, a gain of 14, as he is stopped just shy of the 40-yard line, eventually tackled by Aiden Bello, but a nice hookup to Samir Johnson.
What a great play, throw for a first down. Caught the defense kind of in a bad spot there, and they couldn't get to him until he picked up the first down, so great play by the Panthers.
And now Bryce Abram on his first carry of the game, and he gets met quickly by the defensive lineman, Caden Banks, who pushes him back. It's going to be just no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 upcoming from the 39.
That was a good play by the defense. Mr. Banks being at the right place at the right time. Defense read it pretty good there, but again, the Panthers got to get up. They've got to drive this ball down and try to pick up some type of points. It's too important, especially when you got a high-powered offense on the Coyote side of the ball.
Abram on the carry again, a big pile, and he's able to move forward for about 4 yards to set up this third down. And after no points in the opening quarter, first play of the second quarter, Anna scores. Now Colleyville with the football, looking to convert a third down and about 7 to go.
Got to get this. You got to pick this up.
Weaver scans the field, has plenty of time, a hit over the middle, looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. The Coyotes get a turnover of their own and bringing this one back, eventually being forced out. The Coyotes, George Rogers in the secondary, takes advantage of that third down pass down the field, and now Anna set up in great field position with the ball, and they are looking to take a 2-score lead now after the turnover.
I know that has to go on Bodie Weaver, but that was totally not his fault. They did a great job of blocking for him. And actually, the receiver, he stayed there when he was top. Mr. Bodie was trying to direct him to go. And so he was trying to hit him over the top. And so anytime you tip a ball in the air, that's blood in the water for a secondary. So that's exactly what happened. He tips the ball up in the air instead of coming down with it. Ended up an interception for the Anna Coyotes.
So on the return, it was a 15-yard penalty, illegal block in the back, so still going to be Coyotes' ball, but it's not going to be in as good a field position because they do it from the spot of the foul. So that is a big break for Colleyville. Not something that you typically say on a interception. However, to start at the 30 instead of being all the way backed up to the other 35, you'll take that if you're Colleyville at least.
Yeah, you definitely take that, and you'll take 7-0 right now. I mean, you will. This is, if right now you're, based off what you've seen on film, you're not upset at all. They have to play now. They have to create a turnover for themselves and get the ball back to their offense.
Williams back to pass and hit to the outside, pushed down at the 45-yard line. The second reception for Michael Kennedy. He had the big catch at the end of the first quarter to get Anna down into the red zone before they scored. So first down after the big pickup by Michael Kennedy. Williams to throw again. Here's Ashton Ansley down the sideline. His third catch. He steps out around the 45-yard line. Tried to tiptoe down the sideline was the senior wideout, but he picks up about 9 yards and sets up second and short.
Yeah, that was Mr. West's fault on that. You cannot go inside of a block, and that's what gave him the edge. He goes inside of the screenplay, getting blocked and getting sealed in. That's why the receiver was able to pick up the first down.
So second and short, Chumley on the carry, and he gets stopped up in the backfield, ran into his own man at first, and then getting in on the tackle was Colleyville's Joseph Nisbet, the junior linebacker, but that's going to be enough to move the chains just on a 2nd and 1.
That's the first down. Excuse me. I thought he picked up the first down to play before. It looked like he stepped out of bounds.
Early stages of the second quarter. Anna with the ball after the interception by Colleyville. And Williams, time in the pocket. Now he steps up, pressure comes, and he gets hit by Madden Williams. Good spy on the quarterback by the linebacker as it was nowhere to go for Zy Williams, and he just gains a yard.
Not only was there a spy on, he was boxed in. That's how you play it. And I wish we had replay now because he had nowhere to go, and all he decided to do was tuck the ball up and run. But he thought he could use his speed to get left, and that got and that got sealed. Also, he tried to cut it back right, and he has nowhere to go but to stick the ball and go up the middle.
So empty backfield for Williams. Just 3 on the defensive line for Colleyville. Rush 3 on 2nd and long, and a dart fired over the middle, caught at the 35-yard line, and continuing to fight for yardage. A good hookup and a fastball fired to Rowan Nylander, the junior wideout, for the first down.
Yeah, he just found a hole. He just basically spread everybody out, hoping that the defense will spread out, and he just trying to find the hole. That's simply, it looks scary, but it's a simple offense when you just kind of look at your receivers curl up until the hole.
And had plenty of time with them just rushing 3. Now he looks down toward the end zone, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Ronald Bell. But Chase Gibson in the coverage sets up 2nd and 10 from the 30.
Great coverage by Mr. Gibson. I mean, he was right there on him. He's got his hand on him. He's looking inside. He's able to see the ball, but just a little overthrown by the quarterback.
Zy Williams. It's going to be interesting to see how Colleyville plays it because you broke down a couple plays ago the Panthers defensively boxing him in. They've shown different looks, trying to keep Williams at least guessing on what this pressure is going to be. Pressure comes here. Williams steps up in the pocket, and he gets stopped up just across the 30-yard line. But you're seeing the different looks that Jerry Edwards is trying to show, and when he thinks he can escape when the pressure comes, it's good recovery by Colleyville.
Right, so in this situation here, they sent a blitz, so you got 5 people blitzing. So the dangerous part about a blitz is with a guy like Mr. Williams, he comes right at you, and it's hard to make a tackle on him. But they did a good job of getting upfield, bending back, and so they're able to stop him before he gets going for only a couple-yard pickup there. That's a great play by the defense.
3rd down and 9. Football at the 29-yard line. Williams Looks to get rid of it quickly and throws it. The ball is caught short of the first down marker, hauled in by Ronald Bell, and that is going to set up an interesting fourth down.
That looked like that hit the ground to me from here, but I could be wrong. But looked like that might have bounced off the ground. He might have got away with one, but nevertheless, it's 4th and 3, and its defense has got to step up right now and get the ball back to the offense. It's crucial.
4th and 3. Williams off to Chumley. He tries to get some space, and he's wrapped up. Bryson Burgess makes the play. Had an interception earlier and a tackle for loss there to give the Panthers the ball back. Turnover on downs.
Mr. Burgess is playing one heck of a game tonight. He made a great play because the running back is headed full speed, and he cuts him off, trying to bend it back to his linebackers, but he ends up making the big play, one-on-one in open field. Look at that. He's running. He's just, as long as he brings him down, and I'm telling you, he seals that edge. Otherwise, that could go to the house.
Bryson Burgess making the play to give the Panthers the ball back for the second time tonight. Had an interception on Anna's opening drive.
Blitz off the edge.
And Bodie Weaver gets wrapped up. You mentioned the blitz off the edge, and coming in hot was Carter Dietz, and the junior linebacker gets the sack and a massive loss.
Yeah, the running back, I know he faked one way. He's looking to pick up the block, but when you know you're not getting the ball and you scan, you got to be able to scan back and pick up that block. That's a huge one for a loss. Big mistake on that.
Big loss on the play. And that sets up 2nd and long here for Colleyville. They're backed up to the 21-yard line. Wendler in motion, a flag flies, 2 down on the field. Perhaps Colleyville going to be going even further back after a 5-yard offensive penalty for the false start. They tag Eli Emerson, the center, on the false start, so makes it 2nd and longer. They were facing about 2nd and 20 now for Colleyville.
What it makes it harder on yourself right now. They gotta settle down and start making some plays now. They started off pretty hot, and now they're kind of making some mental mistakes. You can't do that against this team. You'll go home.
And they do a handoff to Gerard Wiley, and he gets up to the 21-yard line. So a 3rd down on 2nd and 20, opting to run it to try to get some yardage. Now a 3rd and long scenario. Last time on 3rd and long, Bodie Weaver had time in the pocket, threw an interception. Interesting to see what they try here.
Yeah, this is going to be a play. The defense, they know he may have an opportunity to pass it because this is a passing down, by the way. And so they're going to sit there and they're going to play. They're probably going to zone this. Yes, they start off in zone just to see what they can get somebody in the hole. What a play.
Oh, Luke Graves with the catch at the 40-yard line. And on 3rd and 21, Bodie Weaver with the big connection to Luke Graves.
What a play by the quarterback and Mr. Graves by knowing where the sticks are. I mean, he got to the sticks where if he caught the ball, he didn't have far to go to get the first down. That's a big-time play.
So 1st down for Colleyville. Back to the ground. Gerard Wiley looking to get to the outside, and he gets pushed down to the turf by Josiah Smith, who raced him to the sideline, and a pickup of 2 for Gerard Wiley.
Great pursuit by the safety there, Mr. Smith, by cutting Wiley off there, because that could have been a big play as well. So great pursuit by him.
So 3rd and 21, Shannon, you said it was a passing down, of course, and Bodie Weaver with a big hookup to keep this drive alive to Luke Graves. And now Weaver turns and hands it off to Wiley. A burst of speed out of the backfield gets up to the 48-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards.
Yeah, that was a nice play. It looked like it just developed a little too slow. Looked like it was open for a minute, but it seemed like there was a little miscommunication or something was a little off with that play. But they need to strike quick. They need to end this quarter with at least 3 points on the board. They have to get something out of this drive.
4.5 to go in the second. 3rd down. And 4 yards to go. Bodie Weaver going to keep it himself, and he runs up the field, putting his body on the line. He is stopped a yard shy of the first down marker.
I was wondering when they were going to use the legs of Mr. Weaver because they're zeroed in on the running back there, and so I knew at some point they have to get Bodie Weaver's legs involved, right? So look, they're keyed in. If you look at this DN, they're keyed in right there on the running back. Boom. So there you go. He gets on the other side of him because the eyes of the DN was on the running back. Great play by the offensive coordinator there.
First, an opportunity for Bodie Weaver and this offense around midfield. And speaking of the offensive coordinator, first year calling the plays, Jeremy Snyder and this Colleyville offense, they want to talk about it. Timeout called with 3:43 to go in this second quarter. Colleyville, like you just said, Shannon, trying to get points on the board before halftime, setting themselves up to do something they've done all year long, play well in the second half, and, of course, they start with the ball in the second half as well after getting an interception on Anna's opening drive. But right now, 4th and 1, what do?
You go for this because you need momentum. Your defense is playing solid for the most part. You pick this up, and that's gonna give you the momentum to go down and pick up a score or two, and then getting the ball back. And we well know that these guys are a strong second half team. So to finish this drive with points, then you get the ball back. That speaks highly in your favor.
Well, yes, go for it. We'll see what they do. Weaver in the gun. Wiley to his right. Wendler in motion. And it is Gerard Wiley on the handoff, and he picks up the yardage for the first down, and the big boys up front. Everybody says, hey, we're going to give this off to Gerard Wiley, and he picks up 2 yards.
Yeah, from here on out, it's 4 downs. I mean, from here, you're not punting right here. I mean, you're on the other side of your 50, and you got to score. So you have the good part about it. You have 4 plays to get in the end zone.
Weaver throws it out to Samir Johnson. He's got some space. And a first down for Colleyville. Samir Johnson gets forced out around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, man, that's how you do it. Spread them out. You can't be one-dimensional. That's what they're doing. They're running with Mr. Wiley and Mr. Bodie, and then they're doing the quick plays to the receivers there. That was an awesome play. Again, I want to see how much juice this defense has in the tank, being they hadn't played this much all year long.
3.5 to go in the quarter. Wiley on the carry, and he just picks up a yard, being met by Ryan Tusamitu, the outside linebacker.
Think about that. I mean, it's 7-0 with 3 minutes left before the half, and we told you that this Coyote team is used to putting up 33 points in a half. So usually your defense is, they hadn't been able to, they play a lot, but they're 3 and out a lot because your offense has the ball probably most of the time. So these guys are having to play a little bit more than usual tonight.
Weaver trying to escape some pressure, steps up in the pocket, breaks a tackle, keeps on moving. He is wrapped up there by Austin Crowley. An interesting play as Bodie Weaver dances around a few defenders.
That was a great play. What a play by using the legs of Weaver. I mean, he was basically stopped for loss and was able to cut it back against the grain and pick up some positive yards. This third down looks a little bit more attractive than it would have looked if he didn't use his legs.
And they'll have a couple plays to do it. 3rd down and short. Wiley standing behind Bodie Weaver. Weaver turns, carry off to Wiley, and a tough run. He puts his head down and motors through. And on 3rd and 2, Colleyville into the red zone with a first down.
That's a tough kid. He can run the football. Again, he's undersized, but he has a heart of a lion. That guy can run the football, and he's definitely not afraid to get up in to mix it up with those big guys.
Under 2 to go until halftime. Colleyville trying to tie it before the intermission. 1st and 10 from the 18. And Weaver looks down the field, has a man toward the end zone. Touchdown!
What a play.
Luke Graves for 6.
I saw it when he left his arms. He's wide open, and that was a great pass by Bodie Weaver. Put it on the money. Again, we have a ball game, folks. It was so important to pick that touch or score some points before the half. And so that was just a wonderful play by receiver and quarterback there. Way to be on the same page together. That's awesome.
Probably the best drive of the year for Luke Graves. Catches one on 3rd and 21, and then comes up with the touchdown catch. Colleyville and Anna knotted at 7. Let's get another look.
Yeah, they're in man. They're gonna bring 5 up the middle. And that's the play before. I'm sorry. But in that play, they were bringing them, and it was such a great to see the patience of the quarterback to sit there and locate his man and put it on the money. Look at here. Here we go. So they're going to bring in the 5-down line with the blitz from the linebacker. He gets stopped, giving him the quarterback time, put it on the money. What a play.
Luke Graves for the touchdown, and Colleyville, with the Unified Health Advisors Health Insurance Agency extra point, ties the ball game up, and we are knotted at 7.
That was a big-time play. If you look at it, he had a corner underneath and a safety over the top, and he puts it on the money right between the both of them. Man, that was a great play.
And 2 huge catches on that drive from Luke Graves.
Look at this throw and where it lands. Boom, boom, right between the safety and the cornerback. That's a big next-level play right there by the quarterback and definitely by the receiver being where he's supposed to be. That's what you call being on the same page, brother.
And they were for sure. On 3rd and 21, makes the catch to keep the drive alive, and he ends it as well with his 2nd touchdown catch of the year to tie this ball game up at 7 here in the opening round of the playoffs. Now 90 seconds to work with for the Coyotes. You know they can move it quickly, and they probably have points on their mind before the locker room will hit. 2 timeouts to work with as well, and 1:30 to go in the second quarter.
Here's the deal. You got 1:30 left, and the Panthers get the ball back. This is a big 1:30 left for this Panther team. If they can hold them without getting any scores and come out and receive the football and have a chance to go up, that could change the whole dynamics of this football game.
The Coyotes with a chance to answer, working against the clock, just 1:30, and a quick pass to the outside. They find Ace Trailer, the junior wideout, for a first down, and he gets out of bounds. Just 5 seconds come off the clock there.
Yeah, this is where the cornerbacks, I know you're not trying to give up the deep ball, but what you don't want to do is let these guys throw the 5 to 6 yards of catches at a time and find themselves in field goal range. So you got to keep them from getting out of bounds by playing up on them a little bit and using the sideline as your friend.
Empty for Williams. He's looking down the field and has a hit over the middle, somehow caught right there by Rowan Nylander. Bryson Burgess was in the area, but it's going to be a catch.
Yeah, he had a decision to make, and he went for the ball instead of the big hit. I think you go for the big hit there and jar it loose.
And there's incompletion. He'll stop the clock, looking for Ronald Bell, but 2 Panther defenders in the area with Gibson and West approaching the sideline. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3. Clock stops, 63 seconds to go in the first half. Ball game on our hands, Shannon.
Yeah, this is a good one here. I mean, again, they have to play. I would play for the run right here. Look at here. I'd play for the run, blitz, but look like they're not going to do so.
Chumley on the run. He gets up to the 50-yard line, so they pick up the first down. Anna still working with a couple timeouts in their pocket as well. They get to midfield. And a new set of downs going quickly again. Williams hit to the outside, and he finds his man Nylander with the 2nd catch of the drive, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you got to use the clock, both sides of the ball here, but you got to be smart, guys. I don't know what kind of kicker they have or what kind of leg he has, but I'm assuming that they're trying to go for the score, but worst case scenario, getting field goal range. So you can't give up, 7 to 10 yards a pop.
2nd and 2, ball at the 42-yard line. And shot down the field, and it's caught right at the 20-yard line there by Ashton Ansley. The Coyotes want to go quick. They get down to the 20-yard line. Clock stops momentarily at 47 seconds. And a timeout is called by Colleyville. They want to reset because of how quickly this Anna offense was moving.
Again, you start seeing that 33 points in a half. They started with a little over a minute left, and they're already in the red zone to try to score. And so with 47 seconds left. So the best thing you can do is call a timeout. What's just happening, put some plays in there, settle everybody down, put yourself in the right defense to try to stop this quarterback, because that right there was just throw and catch.
What a ball, though.
Yes.
Great coverage. It looked like pretty solid
Good
coverage
coverage
right over the shoulder, and Ansley with another catch. He's having a monstrous first half, and it's interesting because just 7 points. Anna, they got stopped on a turnover on downs deep in their territory, in Colleyville's territory, and then threw an interception around midfield. And that's why they don't have as many points to show for how they've moved the ball in this first half. So 1st and 10, 47 seconds to go. Colleyville called the timeout. Try to get the pass rush fresh, and they go again. Acrobatic catch, but out of bounds. Ashton Ansley again was the target.
Yeah, see what they're doing. They just want size. I mean, that's a taller receiver over a shorter cornerback, and they're just going to try to throw it up to him and hoping that he makes an athletic play, as he's done a couple times in his football game. So he's just got to keep doing what he's doing and hope the quarterback makes a bad throw, because he can't control how tall he is right now. It's time to just make a football play.
On 2nd and 10, ball is caught there by Ace Trailer, but the clock continues to move. He did not get out of bounds. And Anna is going to call a timeout. So they'll just have one remaining with 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. You asked about the kicking situation. I know that's not on the Coyotes' mind, but for Anna this year, Desmar Marroquin, their kicker, he's 57 of 60 on extra points. He's just 2 of 3, though, on field goals this year. So not a ton of opportunities for him to kick, and you probably expect that for a team averaging over 50 a game, but we'll see.
Well, that tells me what I need to know. They're trying to score. They're trying to score and put this thing in there, knowing that the Panthers get the ball the second half and have an opportunity to score. So they're thinking touchdown all the way.
They add 3 seconds on the clock as well when Anna called the timeout. So 33 seconds left in the second. You have a 3rd and 6 from the 18-yard line. Williams gets the snap. Pressure comes. He moves out of the pocket and steps out of bounds. What great pressure, and then Madden Williams forces him out.
Great pressure there by the defense, forcing him out of bounds. Yes, it stops the clock, but they don't have a play. They don't give Mr. Williams a chance to try to throw one in the end zone there. So great play, great pursuit by the defense.
And with not many kicking opportunities this season, 38-yard try here would maybe be something you might think about.
Look like they're going to do that.
And so they do send out Desmar Marroquin, a sophomore kicker. A 38-yard try is what they go for right here. He's just 2 for 3 on the season. His long has not been posted, so not exactly sure on at least the longest kick he's had this year, but he's been pretty accurate on PATs, 57 of 60. He made his lone kicking opportunity tonight, but it could be big for Anna if they can put together this drive ending with a field goal and go into halftime with a lead. Now, that doesn't bother the Panthers. They get the ball to start the second half, and they've been down so often at halftime this year, but it could prove to be big here in this opening round playoff matchup.
Well, based off what we know about numbers and about this Anna team, is they've been playing up for this kicker all year long. They've never been in this situation. There's pressure on the line, and this is a playoffs. They know they need points, so the pressure's on this guy to make this kick.
And we'll see if the sophomore can come through. Desmar Marroquin.
Look like they're going to play it safe. I would go for it, but look like they're going to say, we'll just let them see.
A 38-yard attempt, plenty of distance, and it is through. So the sophomore kicker converts, and the Coyotes take a 10-7 lead.
Listen, that's a win for this defense, I have to be honest with you, because they know this offense is very explosive, and to hold them to 3 points before the half, that's a win. Knowing that they get the football back, you have to feel good about that. I guarantee you the defensive side of that ball feels good about it within the coaches there. That's a great stand.
So they hold Anna to the field goal. And now with just 22 seconds left and no timeouts, probably thinking Colleyville will just take a knee.
No need to do anything crazy. Kick the ball, get it, take a knee, go into halftime, regroup, come back out, and start with a fresh quarter, 0-0 as we call it. Fresh half.
38-yard field goal, though, by Marroquin. And he has it set up for the ensuing kickoff. And it's going to be taken out. Some decent space for Gaines, and he gets to about the 30-yard line. Dadrian Gaines with a quality return. But just with now 16 seconds left, not a ton of time with no timeouts for Colleyville to really do anything.
No, nowadays with these kickers, man, everybody's doing things a little longer and have distance right now. So, again, not knowing much about the field goal situation with the Panthers, I'm going to assume they'll take a knee and just take it into the halftime versus trying to get, 30 yards, 40 yards for an opportunity to kick a field goal.
Ryan Zuckert has made a 46-yarder this year. Came in a Week 1 victory against Red Oak when he hit 3 field goals, including the game winner with under a minute to go when the score was tied. But that's still a long way to go to get to about the 25-yard line. And they will give it off to Wiley on the carry. Bunch of Coyotes swarm him, and both teams are going to head to the locker room with a 10-7 score that we have at the break. A good one on our hands here in the opening round of the playoffs. We'll be back. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio. 10-7 score at half, and Colleyville to start with the football in the third quarter. Panther Friday night on Tradio. Second half of action coming your way in just a moment. Alongside Shannon Brazil, I'm Will Connerly. And the second half coming up in just a little bit. Looking forward to this second half. 10-7 at halftime right now. Opening round of the playoffs. Shannon, really, really good first half. Coyotes moved the ball a lot, but only 10 points to show for it.
Yeah, they did. And think about it, man. It's a 10-7 game right now. And the Coyotes, did what they were supposed to do minus all the points they usually score, right? And so they're up, meaning they're up. Coming to a 10-7 game start of the third quarter. And so the Panthers have to feel good about themselves because they were able to shut down an explosive offense and hold them to 10 points, knowing that they get the ball back in the second half and they can march the ball down and go put up some type of points here. So I'm telling you, this game's not over by far, and I look forward to both teams correcting all the mistakes and coming out and playing some solid football.
Looking forward to it. Colleyville to start with the football. Here in the second half. Set to return it. A 10-7 score as the third quarter is underway. And it's through the end zone in the first half. Anna went for 232 yards. Colleyville 108 yards. Bodie Weaver went 4 for 7 with 1 interception for 68 total yards and 40 on the ground. 14 first downs for Anna, 8 for Colleyville in the first half.
Pretty even for the most part. I mean, given that the Anna Coyotes is a very explosive team and they're used to putting up bigger numbers than that. So, again, the Panthers have to be comfortable, if you will, about how the first half went, be it stat-wise.
Handoff to the outside. Big play here for Abraham, and he goes across the 40-yard line.
Great play by Abraham, getting around the corner there and making a big play, picking up a big first down.
A first down for Colleyville. Good play to start that series for the Panthers.
That's how you want to start a drive right there, picking up positive yards, getting the first down, getting in the rhythm.
Another handoff once again, and for Colleyville, just 40 yards on the ground in the first half. Want to establish the ground to keep the Coyotes off the field because 232 yards of total offense in the first half. They were moving the ball, but for Colleyville, the best defense to that can be how they run the football.
Yes. Getting turnovers, stopping drives, that all matters.
And here is Abraham again. Another big hole, and he gets 1 yard shy of the 50 to set up a third and short.
Great blocking right there by the receiver on the edge there, and there was the defense kind of got clogged up there with the linebacker and the DN getting stuck, giving the running back an opportunity to get positive yards. That was a good play. Again, continuing on a good, solid drive here for the Panthers.
Third down, just a yard to go, and Wiley gets met in the backfield. Coming in to make the play, Cash Williams.
Edge blitz. I mean, great edge blitz by Mr. Williams right there, and he comes in untouched. He's got to be accounted for. Somebody on that O-line's got to make an account for him and pick him up. Otherwise, you'll see that every single time.
The outside linebacker, the only returning starter on this defense and trying to make plays in the second half of this opening round playoff matchup. A 10-7 Anna lead. Colleyville going to go for it on 4th and 2. And they're going to be stopped up short. So the Coyotes not only stop Colleyville, they get the football back in plus territory, Shannon.
Yeah, that was a rough one right there. I didn't think the running back hit that hole aggressively. If you see that play there, as I was watching, he kind of tiptoed in there. When it's 4th and short on your side of the ball, on the field, you've got to bust it up in there, and you've got to get that first down. That's a big play, and you give this Coyote team some momentum, being that they have the ball on your side of the 50.
So we'll see what the Coyotes can do. They had that big field goal was their first field goal try in over 5 games at the end of the first half, and now they have it in Panther territory after the turnover on downs.
Well, he loses it out of bounds.
Ashton Ansley on the catch. He gets up to the 45-yard line. Quick hitters to the outside. One thing Colleyville did well in the first half, Shannon, containing Zy Williams' legs. However, he threw the ball quite often, 13 completions.
And they have to continue to do that in this third quarter and definitely in the fourth quarter. Otherwise, this game will get ahead of them and get out of control.
2nd and 7. Williams in the shotgun. A pitch back to Chumley, and he tries to dance in the backfield, and just such a tough runner. 5'11", 170, but he does not run like that, and he puts his head down to set up a 3rd and short.
I mean, he's basically stopped at the line of scrimmage and end up strengthening 2 or 3 extra yards. And that's good for him, but it's bad for the defense because now you're looking at 3rd and 3 when it could have been 3rd and 5 or 6. So you got to stop this guy on first contact. If anything, push him the opposite way.
Chumley lined up behind Zy Williams. Williams fires it to the outside. That'll be a 1st down and another quick hit. He eventually gets wrestled down, and being down on the turf, getting up is Zayden Gentry on the connection.
Yeah, Gentry took a lick there. I don't think he liked being thrown down. Looked like he was alerting towards his back. But looked like he's going to tough it out and get up and get back in the huddle and play the next play. Good for him.
Might have picks up the 1st down, so a 1st and 10. 37-yard line. And Williams looking to the sideline, and Anna is going to call a timeout, so they burn one of their precious 3 here in their opening series of the 3rd quarter on a 1st and 10 as well.
That could cost them. I mean, they're going to need that later on in the 4th quarter, and I think just blowing it there, that's a blow right there. It's just a 10-7 game, and the team with the most timeouts later in the game, quote-unquote, has the power. So that could come back to bite them.
It could, and it also begs the question, why take a timeout there? If you didn't like the formation, take a delay of game, take a penalty, right?
I mean, when you're such
1st and 10.
Yeah, you're such an explosive offense, you might want to think about that because, again, that timeout could come back, being that this game is just a 3-point game, come back and haunt you. So with it being 1st and 10, I mean, why not?
Interesting, too, is Nisbet lined up on the defensive line. Have not seen that a ton this year. And Dax Hebeson showing that they're going to bring something.
There's a power set for sure, and they're bringing everybody, including the linebackers.
And there was Hebeson on the edge. He initially made the hit, and then Madden Williams wraps up Edward Chumley on the carry, but some different fronts being shown by Colleyville's defense.
That was an all-out blitz, and they were trying to get the ball on their side, stop their offense for a loss. And that's interesting. I love it to see that many people coming after the quarterback. So it's 2nd and a little bit, and now they have to try to play a zone type of defense and keep them from getting the 1st down.
6 yards to go on 2nd down. Williams going to step up in the pocket, and he'll move across the 30-yard line. Williams on Williams action there as Madden Williams wraps up Zy Williams. Madden Williams has been all over the place tonight.
Yeah, that was a good play by him. There was a zone look. You had crossers coming in front of the linebackers, and had they been in man, there's potential there to chase, and that quarterback would have been still running right now. So that was a great play by the linebackers because they're stuck in zone. So
a 3rd and 3. The Coyotes break the huddle. They look across the way for the signal. Williams empty in the backfield. The running back Chumley lined up on the near side.
Quarterback draw.
And he empties everything out, runs it himself, and then gets stopped up. Darian Lloyd comes up to make the tackle right around the 30-yard line, and a huge tackle made by the Panthers' leading tackler this season.
Sometimes you just got to call it for what it is. You have to play common sense football. It's 3rd and short, and they go empty. You got to think with this quarterback, they're running the football. So great job by the defense to stay at home.
And 4th and 2 in this MFI Roofing 3rd quarter. Critical play. Coyotes going for it on 4th and short. Empty again. Williams tries to escape. Bounces to the outside. Nobody going to get him down. Williams rushes toward the 10, and he breaks a tackle across the 5, losing his helmet in the process as well. What a run by Zy Williams.
What a run, and he just took advantage of the opportunity that came his way by the DN coming scot-free, not breaking down and making that play, because that could have been a big play for the Panthers. A loss of down, the ball turns over, and nevertheless, he uses his legs and goes for the first down. It looked like they're going to tack on some more yardage there, so this is not looking good for the Panthers right now.
Colleyville held him to 4 rushing yards in the first half for a guy that runs the ball a ton, but that is a backbreaker perhaps right there. On a 4th down, you're trying to get the ball back, and he gets it to the goal line. An incredible run. He lost his helmet in the process, so a flag flew as well, and they're going to have it at the 2.5-yard line.
Yeah, that's a blow right there. The defensive coordinator calls a good play, and his player just doesn't break down and make it. I mean, at the end of the day, they can call a good game, but they can't make the tackles for these guys. They've got to do it on their own.
Chumley on the carry. And he gets right to the 1-yard line. Edward Chumley had the touchdown for Anna in the first half, his 24th of the season.
That's what he does. They're going right back at it.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown Coyotes. 2nd of the day for Edward Chumley. They get down there. Why? Because Zy Williams on 4th and 2 runs it all the way to the 5, loses his helmet in the process, and Anna comes out and throws the first punch in the second half. Colleyville gets stopped up. Anna takes it in plus territory down the field, and now it's really time to see how Colleyville can respond down by 2 scores.
I can guarantee you everything the Panthers talked about in the locker room, coming out in the 3rd quarter, getting the ball and marching down the field and scoring. They didn't think about this scenario going 3 and out, and then giving going for it on your side of the 50 and giving the ball back to the Coyotes, and these guys drive it down and score. That was not part of the plan when they went into halftime. Now you got a 17-7 ball game with 5:50 left in the 3rd quarter. These guys have got to start finding a way to make some stops, turn over the football for their quarterback, who's a very dangerous quarterback. But again, we talked about it. You get behind too much, you're going to run out of time.
You are going to run out of time, but you certainly have plenty right now in this scenario. 5:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. But for Colleyville, when we look at the X's and O's of their offense right now, what do you want to see them do? They've been sticking and committing to the run on early downs. Do you stick with that down 17-7 in a win-or-go-home game like this?
Right now you do. You have to, because then you can pop one. It just takes a good pop, as we just seen the Coyotes do with Mr. Williams there. So I would, with 5:50 left, as you said, you still have plenty of time, but at some point you're going to have to open this thing up, and you definitely can't fall behind the sticks no more than what they're already behind.
Staying on schedule, we'll see what Colleyville can do. Down 17-7 on their home turf. Here in the opening round of the postseason, it'll be brought out by Gaines from the 5, and he gets upended at the 13-yard line. What a great tackle made and get coverage. Our Xavion Flanagan comes in to knock Dadrian Gaines off his feet, and Colleyville will start inside their own 15-yard line.
Great special teams play. That's going to come in effect, as we've already seen, a field goal tonight and some plays here. And now the Coyotes make a good stop, and they have great field position to try to stop this Panthers offense.
1st and 10, Colleyville going to start marked at their own 12-yard line. Bodie Weaver to throw on an opening down. Oh, man. Nick Wankambi had all the turf he wanted in front of him, but they can't connect on what surely would have been a touchdown.
That's 7 points taken off the board. I mean, you got to make that throw. Oh, man. I know if he had that one back, he'd throw a better ball, but he's probably scratching himself right now pretty good. That's a touchdown.
And pressure was coming to Bodie Weaver, but nobody in the vicinity of Nick Wankambi.
No.
And so it's 2nd and 10. Oh, man. Colleyville missing on what would have been a huge home run. They go back to Wankambi, but this time he gets stopped behind the sticks. Tackle for loss made, quickly read by Josiah Smith. And he tackles Nick Wankambi when he catches the ball, a loss of 2 yards.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he had the option to give that ball, but it was wide open for him on that right side there versus throwing a screen that gets him behind the sticks.
And now Weaver looking to make a play, throws it down the sideline. Nick Wankambi! Great catch!
Way to come back to the football. I mean, it was a short ball, and it was basically a back shoulder throw. Mr. Wankambi, what a catch by this senior. Absolutely awesome.
And Shannon, he earns the Mr. distinction after a play like that. I know you don't hand that out lightly, do you?
No, and that was he made a wonderful play. 2 feet in, good concentration by that young man to save his quarterback.
And now Wiley, no space to run. Coyotes stopping the run here on a Gerard Wiley handoff in right at the sticks, but keeping the drive alive on that last play. Nick Wankambi makes the catch after you thought just a few plays ago he was free for potentially a touchdown, but they couldn't connect. Instead, he's able to convert and get Colleyville at least out of their own territory.
Well, yeah, because Bodie was in a situation. As they say, he was in a pickle. But he used his legs, which is his best asset, to get out of the pocket and throw a strike to Bodie. To Mr. Wankambi.
And another carry going on the ground with Gerard Wiley. And that sets up a 3rd down.
They've got to convert this. I mean, this is a big play for them. Give your defense a little rest and march this ball down the field. So this is a big pickup right here.
On 3rd and 7, Weaver, time to pass, looking down the field, and time ran out because the Coyotes get to the backfield. Cash Williams cashes in with a sack.
Well, again, this offensive line have done a great job giving him time in the pocket, but as you can see, maybe that was a 3-step drop. I don't even think it was that. He's got to back up and feel that pressure and get out of dodge right there because that sack was pretty much on him. That's coverage sack. You've got to get out of that. And so throw the ball away. Bodie's got to do a better job of feeling that and making the decision whether to go or just throw it away.
So now Colleyville will punt the football away. And it drops down, takes a friendly Panther roll to the 22-yard line, but Colleyville will try to strap on the clamps now, down by 10. Their defense goes back out on the field with 2:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. It has not gone the Panthers' way, trailing by 3 at the half, but Anna scores on the first time they touch the ball in the 2nd half, and then they get it back, forcing Colleyville to have to punt it away.
Here we go. It's time for this Panthers defense to step up. They need a play. They hadn't done anything since the first half as far as first quarter taking the ball away, but right now they're going to have to play that type of caliber football to get the ball back. Like that. Right there.
Right
exactly
on
what we're
cue.
talking about. Right on cue, sir.
Colleyville hops on the football. It was loose in Shannon, Brazil. It's Chase Gibson who hops on it.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, right on cue, guys. I'm sorry, but I don't want any credit for that, but that's what they have to do. I'm sorry. They need the football, and that was almost a touchdown because he tipped it backwards. But, again, that's what they need to put their offense back on the field. They showed you, even though Bodie missed Mr. Wankabi for a wide open touchdown, they need more opportunities like that to get back in this ball game.
Well, and it was huge because ball popped out, yes, but it was going out of bounds. If Chase Gibson doesn't pick that up at the sideline, that's just Anna's ball.
It's just Anna's ball, so great pursuit, great hustle to the football.
Now Colleyville starts at the 20-yard line. Bodie Weaver looking down the field, shot toward Wankambi. Oh, man, and he can't make the one-handed grab.
That would have been a highlight for the night, guys. Almost a brilliant catch by Nick Wankambi. Wow, that would have been a beautiful catch. He just had a little bit too much on it from his quarterback.
Bodie Weaver and Nick Wankambi trying to connect in the second half of this opening round playoff matchup. Colleyville just got a gift. They punted the football away, but Zy Williams fumbles on the ensuing snap, and Colleyville starting at the 20-yard line. Bryce Abraham a run right up the gut, and he just picks up a few yards, so a third down and 7 awaits.
Yeah, I saw a few linemen, looking around. This is one of those situations, the guys, you got to stick to your block and push him back, or if you slip off him, you go to the second level, pick up somebody else. This is what it's going to take to get these guys in the end zone. So they've got to come together and quit doing – there's a few out there doing a little watching. And you don't want to watch, as my coach used to say, you buy you a ticket and get in the stands. Play football till the whistle blows.
There's a lot of people in the stands they could join too, right?
Yes, sir.
A lot of people enjoying this one tonight. Colleyville in the red zone, but a third down. Bodie Weaver tried to escape the pocket, and he gets wrestled down. Cash Williams once again in pursuit of the quarterback, and he wraps up Bodie Weaver down to the turf, and Colleyville is going to likely settle here for a field goal try.
Yeah, I've seen Bodie take that play all throughout the year and pick up a first, if not score a touchdown. So that was great pursuit by the defense and running him down from behind.
So Colleyville, a 37-yard try. Landon Dressel on the kick. It's up and through.
You need points, man. That's great. You gotta come away with points when it comes to this type of stuff at this late in the game, especially when you had an opportunity to score and you don't do that and your defense comes back out and gets you the ball in great field position. So coming away with 3 points is a victory for the Panthers.
7-point ball game. We'll be right back. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio. And after the kickoff, brought to you by Texas Live, and back to action alongside Shannon Brazil. I'm Will Connerly. Colleyville forces the fumble. You said the defense needed to make a play. Right on cue, Chase Gibson picks up the football right by the sideline. It pops out on Zy Williams' running attempt. And Colleyville can't do much on offense with it. They stall out, but Landon Dressel makes his longest kick of the season, and Colleyville makes it a 7-point game. Ball back to Anna.
Hey, that is awesome. Again, that's a victory for the Panthers. And now they just have to step it up again on defense and keep these guys out of the end zone.
Oh, Ronald Bell's got tons of space. Ronald Bell gets stopped up at the 18-yard line. Chase Gibson chases him down, but Ronald Bell with an explosive play.
They can strike quick, man. I wasn't even through with my sentence, and they're already looking like they're about to score. Defense has got to tighten up. They got to help their offense out. But again, as I say, getting the ball back, but you can't have them chunk plays like that. Now they're already pretty much in the red zone.
And a quick handoff, and I know you mentioned a win for Colleyville. They put points on the board, but the counter to that, if you're Anna, they hold you to 3. They maintain a touchdown lead as well. On that aspect of it, you give a team the ball at the 20, and you just allow 3. On that respect, tough that they lost it because they could just try to run it up by 2 scores, but they're right back in a position to score here again.
Great point, and that's why this defense has got to be more consistent right now with 19 seconds left, and definitely in this fourth quarter. They've got to bring the pressure, and they've got to contain this guy like they're not doing as we speak.
And that guy is Zy Williams, who gets forced out and picks up the first down. It's a goal-to-go situation for Anna. 2 times they've had goal-to-go in this game. They've given it to their main man in the backfield already with a pair of touchdowns in this ball game. And we'll see if it's going to be more work for Edward Chumley, the running back.
Well, Mr. Williams has deserved that title as well. He has been balling out of control, and they've got to do a better job of containing him because right now he seems to say, you know what, I'm going to put this team on my back, and I'm going to run this football.
Williams, it is off to Chumley. He puts his head forward to get to the 4-yard line. So Chumley trying to go for his 3rd touchdown. He averages over 2 a ball game, and he has 2 tonight. And he'll try to get another one here as he's just at the 4-yard line. And this third quarter about to go to a break. We will take one as well. Fourth quarter coming up. Anna knocking on the door. 7-point ball game. Fourth quarter on the other side. It's Panther Friday night on Tradio. Start of the fourth quarter, 17-10, Anna leads, and they're knocking at the door, 2nd and goal for them. Williams, moving pocket quickly, and he goes to the end zone for a touchdown. Ronald Bell, the man who got him down there with the big play, is able to make the grab from 4 yards out for the score, and Anna takes a 23-10 lead on the first play of the fourth.
Nice throw and catch by Mr. Williams and Mr. Bell there. That was beautiful because if he throws that ball a second late, it's picked going the other way. So that was a beautiful play. Hard throw to make, too, by the way.
Morrow Quinn, extra point is blocked. And so Colleyville comes in and blocks the PAT.
Hey, do whatever you got to do to keep points off the board. This is fourth quarter, it's do or die time for both teams. So, and right now being down 13 points, they've got to find a way to get some points on the board, and they got to do it fast, and they got to keep them off the board. So, again, keeping that extra point off the board is great for the Panthers.
We'll take a break. You're watching Panther Friday Night on Tradio.
The clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, 14 grand off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
The ensuing kickoff is a touchback after Anna puts more points on the board, 23-10. They lead after the touchdown from Ronald Bell, and the Panthers get the ball back, and we'll see what they can do.
All right, one, you're up. Jake, you're up.
Yeah, right now it's time to play football, guys, for the Panthers. Just time to, dig in, and you can't afford penalties. You can't afford crazy mistakes. You've got to do nothing at this point but try to score as many points as you can and stop the Coyotes from scoring. What a run.
And that's a big way to do it. A burst of speed for Gerard Wiley up to the 41-yard line. And a pickup of about 15 for Gerard Wiley as the Panthers approach midfield, down 23-10 here in the fourth quarter in the first round of the playoffs.
I would like to see these guys show just a little bit more urgency, because I get it's the top of the fourth, but, points are hard to come by, and you're going to need time to do that. Again, that's not a good play right there. They take maybe a one-yard loss, and not only that, there's time off the clock. So I'd love to see these guys pick up the pace a little bit like they're doing now, and trying to get some momentum going down the field.
So second down and 11 after the loss of one on the Bodie Weaver keeper. Gerard Wiley in the backfield with him. Panthers down by a couple scores with the ball here in the fourth. Weaver gets it to Graves. Graves wrestled down, pickup of a yard that sets up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, that's not a high percentage play right there right now especially on your side of the ball, to get a first down. I would love to see more of a screen type where you have blockers. That was just one-on-one right there, and the cornerback has plenty of time to read that and drive on it. So if you're going to do that, you need a blocker out there for a screen.
Weaver, pressure coming, and he gets sacked once again. The pressure is getting hot and heavy on Bodie Weaver tonight, and he gets sacked once again for a big loss.
That was absolutely the worst time to have pressure in his face, because they did basically a switch wheel route with the two receivers up top, and he had a receiver running wide open up the field. The problem is he had pressure in his face, and he missed him.
And the pressure has come. Bodie Weaver's shown the ability tonight to be unfazed by pressure. A 3rd and 22, he hooked up with Luke Graves to then eventually set up that lone touchdown that they have tonight.
Yeah.
But on 4th and 22, they'll have to punt, and it takes an Anna bounce up to the 40-yard line. So the ball not bouncing the Panthers' way right now. 9.5 to go in the fourth, and Anna gets the ball back.
Wow.
Back to play, and first opportunity for Anna. Ronald Bell again, and he is going up to the 10-yard line. Ronald Bell is having a monstrous second half, and he again gets Anna in a goal-to-go spot.
What a play. I mean, these guys, we knew coming into it they would be explosive, or they can be explosive, and they pretty much showed you that in this second half.
And first and goal to go for them. Chumley on the carry. Colleyville trying to avoid going down by 3 scores.
Wow, what a play by the linebacker there, stepping up. That was a big hit. They again, don't keep fighting. It's not over till the scoreboard says 0-0-0. So I expect for these Panthers to keep fighting. And right now, I mean, again, they could still cause a turnover even in the red zone and change this game.
Williams in the gun, second and goal. He drops back to pass. Pressure comes, looking toward the end zone. It's incomplete. Hayden West was in the coverage as the intended target was Ace Traylor, but that'll set up a third and goal.
It's a big third down play. Again, I would, feel good by stopping them here and making them kick a field goal. I know it's, adding 3 more points to the board, but at least it's not 6,
And it's a 2-possession game still. If
right.
It's just a field goal if you get 2 extra, 2 2-point conversions.
Sure. There you go.
Third and goal. Look end zone, and it's incomplete again. Similar play. They were going for Ace Traylor in the corner. Hayden West stays with him, and that makes it a 4th down and goal from the 7. You kick a field goal, you go up by 16. That makes it really tough for Colleyville with 8:42 to go, but we'll see. It looks like the field goal unit is out. They made a long field goal.
I would definitely not play safe here. You got to go after this. Maybe you have one guy on one of the sides of an eligible receiver, or maybe 2, but you got to put pressure. They've already blocked one tonight, and this would be huge to block this right now.
Blocked the last kicking try on the... Oh, man, it was blocked again!
There we go.
Colleyville blocks a PAT on the next kicking try, a short field goal. They block it as well to keep it a 13-point ball game.
Guys, I promise you, I am not a psychic. Things are just happening when I talk tonight. I promise you.
I mean, you said they needed a turnover. They got it. They forced the field goal after Ronald Bell gets them all the way down there on one play. And the field goal will give them that 16-point advantage. It's still a 2-score game now, but you avoided the touchdown to make it what would have felt like an insurmountable deficit.
Exactly. You just set yourself up for a better opportunity with less points on the board there. And now you have momentum. You go down here. Now they got to listen. There's a lot of work to be done. They got to take advantage of that. And they need to go down here and they've got to put up 7 points. And they can't accept nothing less right now. So still a lot of work to do, but they've got to feel good the position they're in right now.
Weaver back to pass, throws it to the sideline, and it is caught by Nick Wancombe, tackled by Eric Bowen. The clock keeps moving. A 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. Weaver escaping the pocket. He'll run it himself, and he gets across the 30-yard line. A first down for the Panthers.
Smart decision. Everybody's covered. Go get it. Pick up the first down, move the chains, live to see another day. Great decision.
So the Panthers trying to move. Under 8 to go. And a screen out to Wancombe. He cuts to the middle of the field and gets across the 40-yard line.
As I spoke about earlier, he had a block. So now he has an opportunity to get up the field. Just a few plays back, it's one-on-one with a quick hit, and he gets tackled for a loss. You have to have a blocker out there to have an opportunity to get up the field.
A gain of 8. And now Weaver looking down the field again. He wants a deep shot. Single coverage with Dax Hebeson.
Keep running the ball. Keep running. The receiver he gave up on it thinking that he was not going to get the ball.
And that's Bryson Burgess who gets his hand on it.
One hand. He hits the left hand, maybe a finger or two, but he had just enough to block that thing.
That's a replay of the blocked kick, the field goal try to put Anna up 16, but keeps it at a 13-point deficit. And Bryson Burgess, what a season he's had, and what is certainly the seniors had a game tonight, as it is a carry. Bryce Abraham with a big chunk gain into Coyote territory.
Wow, what a run. I expected from that young man. He gives it all to you, and he's not going to give up. He knows they're behind, and he's going to give you everything he's got. Great first down.
So Colleyville now into Anna territory. Weaver looks to the sideline, and it's incomplete. Nick Wankambi could not stay in bounds. Would have had the first down.
Yeah, that was a hard one right there. Bodie has to do a better job of, getting the ball out of his hand a little faster right there. He was open, and because he made a late decision, he threw a little back shoulder ball, which ended up short.
Second down and 10. Bodie Weaver looking down the field. He wants a deep shot again to Graves, and it's intercepted. The Coyotes get the interception and bringing it back for a huge return is Ashton Ansley. Still stays on his feet, and he keeps moving on into the end zone.
Wow, you basically put a receiver at safety, and he throws an air ball, and being that he's tall, he actually took a blow from the receiver and still was able to catch that ball and take it back for 7. Wow, what a play by Ashton.
He made a lot of plays in the first half with the ball in his hands. Like you said, the receiver. But the Anna sideline erupts as that is one of the more incredible returns on a pick six you'll see. I mean, he caught the ball around the 10-yard line, brings it back 90 yards, breaks multiple tackles in the process. If you're Bodie Weaver and if you're the Colleyville offense there, you have to have your time to take the shot. A jump ball up in the air to Graves, but 2 defenders there, and well in time for a great athlete to make a great play, and that's what Ashton Ansley did.
Yeah, if we had a replay of that, you could see Ashley sitting with his head in the air like it was a punt or it was a field goal kick. He was just waiting on the football. That's how high Bodie threw it up there, and he read it. So that definitely can happen. You got to put that ball to the outside. You cannot throw a ball that can give you an opportunity of that magnitude for a pick. That was just an easy situation where he could have threw it outside versus the pick.
And now going for
he's
2.
Open again, touchdown.
And wide open in the end zone. That's Edward Chumley. They tack on 2 more, so a 90-yard pick six, a successful 2-point try. And after being held to just 10 points in the first half, the Coyote offense explodes here in the second half.
Yep, we knew they could do it, but again.
We're back with you here on Panther Friday night on Tradio. Colleyville to get the ball back. A 90-yard pick six by Ashton Ansley. And Colleyville will bring this one out of the end zone. And Bryson Burgess is stopped up inside the 15. Again, the Anna kick coverage unit has been excellent tonight as well. And really, they have played a very impressive second half so far, leading 10-7 at the break. but they have poured it on here in the second half.
Yeah, this is, the floodgates is open, and I know this Panthers team is going to fight for the next, 6 minutes and 40 seconds, but just too many mistakes in the second half. And when you have an explosive offense in the Coyotes, you've got to, you can't do that. You have to minimize on the interceptions, the mistakes. You have to take advantage of your opportunities, and they just didn't do that.
A 31-10 advantage for Anna. Connection to Landon Dressel. And he makes the grab, tackled by George Rogers for a short gain. Landon Dressel, the junior wideout. And looking towards the 35-yard line, but nobody there. Incomplete. Anna has outscored Colleyville in the second half, 21-3 so far.
Well, again, that's their DNA. I mean, that's what they do. This Panther team they understand it's a playoff time. They're going to play them hard, but again, you can't make the mistakes they've made and survive against this explosive Anna team.
And some missed opportunities, it felt, being down 2 scores. They had a golden chance as it's caught on the outside by Nick Wankampi at the 20-yard line after a fumble recovery. They get held to a field goal try, and that is the lone points they put on the board in the second half, and that's because the defense spotted them. But the offense has really struggled here in the second half, and a turnover on that last possession certainly hurt with a pick 6.
Yeah, that's 7 points. I mean, it could change the outcome of the game to where these guys are maybe running the ball a little bit more, and he doesn't throw that pick. So, when you miss those opportunities and you get behind the sticks this much, now you have to play one-dimensional, and it leaves a lot open, a lot of chance for more picks. So it's just not a good spot to be in right now.
Colleyville does pick up the first down on 4th and short to keep this drive alive. 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter. And Weaver looks towards the sideline. It's incomplete, trying to find Luke Graves. And in a situation like this, Shannon, when you haven't had to take deep shots down the field toward the second half of the season because you've been up, you've been running the ball, this is a situation where you're really missing your star wideout and Division I commit, Braden Blewett.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. This is where, you're on the same page, and right now they just look like they're not on the same page. That last play, the receiver was looking on the outside, and the ball was thrown on the inside. And so it's just they're throwing the ball all over the place right now. And they're definitely missing Mr. Blewett right now because he accounted for most of the offense, especially up, the deep balls and some of the acrobatic catches. And right now, nobody's able to do that at the moment besides Mr. Nick Wakambi. And right now, he's getting overthrown right now. So it's just falling apart right now. They just need to calm down, try to finish this ball game, and hopefully they can, score and do an onside kick or something and just try to fight to get back in this ball game. But time's running out, Will.
3rd and 10. Pressure comes. Trying to get out of there and being tackled in the backfield. The Anna pressure has just been resilient all night long, and being helped up off the turf there is the Colleyville quarterback, Bodie Weaver.
Yeah, that's just one of those situations where he's not hurt. His feelings are hurt right there because he understands time's running out, and he just took a big sack, and it's 4th and forever right now. So
you see Bodie Weaver on the screen. You see Colleyville on 4th and 24. What are you going to do in this situation? Try to have a home run, and we'll see if a prayer can be answered for the Panthers here. Bodie Weaver looking down the field.
Got to throw it.
Again, the pressure comes, and he gets stopped up. So Anna will take over at the 16-yard line, and Weaver down to the turf once again.
So this play right here is on Bodie. Why? Because it's 4th and forever. Why would you take a sack right there? Even if you throw a pick, you got to give your receiver an opportunity for a 50-50 ball, right? And even if he picks it, at least it's down the field and not on your side of the field. Now they have a short field. It's 4 minutes. They have plenty of time to score. You just got to take an opportunity there. So I wish Bodie would have threw the ball and just gave one of his receivers an opportunity to catch the ball.
And it's been tough. I mean, the Coyotes front, they've created a lot of pressure in the second. I mean, it started early in the first half as it's connected there to Ace Trailer for a pickup of about 9 yards right by the lines of game for the first down. But in the first half, you saw Bodie Weaver take a sack early, but he responded having a 3rd and 21. He connected, seemed like he wasn't phased, but the pressure has definitely phased him in the second half, and the Coyotes' pressure has come, and it's come in waves, and they've limited Bodie Weaver running the ball in this game, a big part of his game, as Williams, speaking of running the ball in quarterbacks, runs into the end zone for a touchdown from just 7 yards out, and Anna is just pouring it on here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and again, you got, that they're a prime example of giving them a short field and them having good great field position, I should say, because you didn't throw that ball, or maybe even they should have punted. I'm not sure, but the floodgates have opened, and now it's just gotten out of control. And they just got to now fight for pride and dignity and all those kind of things because this game's gotten out of control.
The extra point, it's converted, and Anna adds on. They have a short field, and they tackle on a touchdown for Zy Williams, the quarterback. As a sophomore, led this team to a 15-1 mark last year, and it brought Anna their first ever state championship. And they come on the road in the first round of the playoffs, being moved up a class. They were 4A champions last year. But as Anna grows as a football program, their community also just continuing to have rapid growth, and the football program as well under the direction of Seth Parr in his 4th season. And this is an Anna team that looks poised for a deep playoff run, a very tough draw to be matched up with in the opening round of the postseason. And it's showing right now on the scoreboard here at Mustang Panther Stadium.
Yeah, the Anna team, they've just looked consistent tonight a little bit more than Colleyville has. And, they didn't break. They just kept at it. I mean, listen, great job by the Panthers for the first quarter, the first half, I should say, holding these guys to 10 points, probably the lowest all year long for these guys. But they still came back out and they said, you know what, we're going to just continue to do what we do. They didn't change anything up. And you look up and it's 38-10 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And the kickoff, fair caught there by Burgess. So with the game really out of hand right now, Colleyville will get it back with under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter after a team that made it to the regional final last year. Going in a deep postseason run, getting 4 rounds deep. Looks like that run is going to end tonight with a big deficit on the scoreboard, and Anna in a great position to win their 7th game in a row after starting the year 1-3. And the explosive offense that caused a lot of concern coming into this game, well, it has shown here in the second half.
Yeah, this is where it's this game's over, and on both sides of the ball, you start playing your pups. If you're the Panthers, and try to get these guys that's been on practice squad, that's helped you out, reward those guys by putting them in the game. And then if you're Anna, you need to go into the next game healthy. So I wouldn't be out here playing my big dogs. I'd have those guys on the bench with my second group in there.
Well, the one's in there at least for now as Bodie Weaver hooks up with Nick Wancombe, but a loss of a yard on the short completion. But 28 points in the second half for Anna. That's been the story, and it started early. Colleyville got the ball, but they turn it over on downs. Anna starts in plus territory, and they score on their first time they touch it in the second half, and they've just continued to pour it on in the fourth quarter. They had a 90-yard pick six. They recently scored when Colleyville went for it in their own territory, and they got it in the red zone to start as Colleyville tried something on a 4th and 25, but It's been tough tonight. Anna's really shown why they're an explosive offense with all those returners from a team that won a state championship last year.
Well, I tell you, they're going to be hard to stop. Mr. Bell and Mr. Williams, I guarantee you, they didn't have many attempts in the first half, and they definitely turned it around and put as they say, push the pedal to the metal in the second half. And those guys were something to be reckoned with because they just went crazy. And you know what? The Panthers really just didn't have an answer for them.
Absolutely. Been a really tough night for the Panthers, and they're going to punt this football away. And heading into this game, Shannon, it's really been a storyline. It always is when you look at things as the punt is off with under 2 to go, and a fair catch is made around the 20-yard line. But for the Panthers, I know it's a new year. You flip the chapter, but an overwhelming storyline is you play a state champion in the first round of the playoffs. And for Anna to start this season, a lot of unknowns, 10 new starters on defense, but they're playing like a state champ tonight, and you can see why they were a team that went on such a good run. Give a lot of credit to Seth Parr and their staff for having this team ready to come on the road in an adverse environment against a very experienced Colleyville defense and kind of take it to them in the second half.
Listen, that's good coaching. These guys, they don't look like they've missed a beat from last year, especially, as you mentioned, coming in with 10 new stars on the defense and returning most of their offensive guys. Man, they just reloaded, and oh, my goodness.
A massive play, and here is Edward Chumley. He holds on the sprint button and puts more points on the board. It's breaking free for Edward Chumley. He's scored touchdown number 24, 25, and now 26 of the season tonight with that explosive run as Anna continues to add on here in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is one of those situations where maybe they're just going to go 33 points in the second half versus the first. You know, my goodness, it's 44-10, and they went into halftime. I mean, what was it? Tie ball game?
10-7.
10-7, up 3 points. My goodness. These guys, they're not quitting. And, the Panthers, maybe they come off the gas a little bit and said, you know what, they conceded. But I tell you what, you better hold your head up and try to play and finish this ball game out, or it could be another 7 points. And because the score don't really show the effort we saw tonight. But, I mean, it's crazy. Don't get me wrong, but this first half was nothing like this. Just all of a sudden, the Anna Coyotes have found their stride, and, man, they're running right now.
35 second-half points. It was 10-7 at halftime. If you left at halftime and did not come back, people wake up tomorrow and say, what happened?
What happened?
A 35-3 Anna's second half is what has happened so far with 1:42 to go in the fourth quarter. In fourth quarter, Anna has 4 touchdowns. That big run was the 4th touchdown of the fourth quarter for Anna. And for Colleyville and Coach Edwards' group, one thing you can say is we can certainly flip the page to the next year's campaign, 2025. Bodie Weaver, he's just a junior this year. He's coming back. Gerard Wiley, just a sophomore this year. So you return your starting quarterback and running back for next year. But definitely you have to chalk this one up as a tough day at the office here for the Panthers at Mustang Panther Stadium.
Yeah, listen, there's always some good that can come from it. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to not, they're not going to have a good weekend until, springtime. That's when you start over. This one's going to hurt for a while. And but what happens is you get some new players that come in, and your seniors go, and one thing you always want to start with a football team is a great quarterback. We know that Mr. Weaver, Bodie's going to be a great quarterback, and he's only going to get better. And so sometimes these situations can really spark something in your program, and if it does that to that quarterback and he gets a few more weapons in here, granted he lost Blewett, they need somebody like that to come in here to where he can help him out, and this team they'll be back. I guarantee you they'll be back.
And speaking of quarterback, a new one into the ball game. It's a junior in Dimitri Hudson. Game was over a few series ago, but Anna has added more on to make the score look more lopsided, like you mentioned, after it just was a 10-7 Coyote lead at halftime, but 35 second-half points, and they have roared here in the second half. Thought perhaps they were just going to take a knee last time they had the ball, but instead, Edward Chumley runs the ball about 70 yards for a touchdown. And he had his third of the night. And now Colleyville's just probably going to run out this clock with Dimitri Hudson in the game at quarterback.
I think that will be wise. Just, let these guys get some snaps and just run it and, call it the day. I mean, sometimes you got to look your opponent hand, shake his hand, and say, hey, you kicked my butt today. I'll be back, And so that's where they are right now with a minute, 10 seconds left. Just run it out and, listen, anytime you can make the playoffs, you had a good season. I don't care what nobody says. It's hard to make. And to be here to get an opportunity to play one more time, it takes a heck of a football team with a coaching staff to get to this location.
And it's Bryce Abraham, the senior. And speaking of seniors, very emotional moment for a lot of the Colleyville Heritage seniors. A lot of them were very instrumental in Colleyville's regional final run last year and being on the field for the last few ticks as a high school football player right now for a lot of these seniors. Jerry Edwards came in and took this team to a region final in year one, led them to the number 2 seed in year 2. Yes, a loss tonight, but through 2 years, 20-5 is Jerry Edwards' record after tonight. That's still pretty good if you're a Colleyville Heritage fan. Tough result tonight, not what they wanted to see. Certainly disappointed, especially with the way things unfolded in the second half. However, like you said, a great season. They put together a great product. It's been a privilege to be a part of here on the Tradio production team because it has been a season full of highlights for the Panthers, despite it ending in the first round of the postseason this evening.
It's been great, calling this football game, getting to be in the box with some great guys. And, the Panther team will be back, guys. I know it hurts, like I said before. I've been in these situations playing high school football, and even at college level. It's just sometimes teams get the better of you, and you just have to shake the hand and concede. I mean, that's just what it is. So this team, I tell you, I know some of those coaches down there. I've actually played for Coach Watson, and they're going to coach them up in the spring, and they'll be back. That's one thing about it. They'll be back.
And there's the rush up the middle by Bryce Abraham. Gets thrown down to the turf, and one more snap potentially, and this ball game is going to be over. Don't think they'll have to even snap the ball. Maybe they will one more time as the play clock and game clock about the same with a fourth down. And yes, both teams are going to walk off. That's going to do it. So a 45-10 final score. Anna moves on. They win in convincing fashion, their 7th victory in a row. They score 35 in the second half, 28 in the fourth quarter, and a tough night for the Panthers of Colleyville Heritage as they fall to the reigning state champs in Anna, 45-10, the final score.
Brother, it's been a great night. I mean, I hate it for the Panthers that the gates, the floodgates opened on them, but we knew this Anna team was powerful. We knew you had to play every quarter, and you couldn't make a lot of mistakes or they could just explode on you at any minute, and that's exactly what happened. So, again, wishing Anna the best in the next round, and these Colleyville Panthers will be back next year stronger than ever.
They will be back. Thank you to all the fans who tuned in with us on Panther Friday night here on Tradio throughout the season. Much thanks to head coach Jerry Edwards for his consistent availability with us all throughout the year on our Panther Friday night pregame show. And thanks to Trey Bell, our executive producer for the broadcasts on the Tradio production team for this year's edition of Panther Friday night on Tradio. For Shannon Brazil, I'm Will Connerly as we say so long from Mustang Panther Stadium. Anna wins it 45-10 as Colleyville Heritage has their season come to a conclusion in the opening round of the postseason. Thanks again as we say so long from Mustang Panther.